This is a shout out and a thank you to Nancy from the Unmute Yourself podcast. We just had an interview, which will be coming out in August. She seriously has a superpower. Do you want to know what her superpower is? It's helping you unmute yourself, just like her podcast, just like her book's name. She truly has a gift to help you do the thing and unmute yourself and get to the root of your why. If your why doesn't make you cry, it's not deep enough. And I rolled my eyes at that statement forever until today. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am forever grateful for being connected with you. I want to share with you why and how your story fits into this and why I wrote Your Story is Someone's Life Raft and what my goal and intention is that in the world, which is to be a beacon of hope for those that are hopeless. Are you ready? Let's do this. Welcome to the Feed Your Business with Love podcast with your host, Jen Dragonette. You are about to experience a tsunami of self-love in your life and business because you have too much magic inside to just be a ripple. It's time to let go of society's standards and own who you really are. Your unique story is what makes you magical. Own it. If you want to build that business that you dream of that provides you with the fun and freedom you desire, it must start from within. Self-love is the key to success. It's time to unleash the magic inside by being your true self and watch your life and business unfold into something magical. All right, let's go. All right, I have to record this right now while it's raw, while it's emotional. And when you listen to the episode, you're going to be like, Jen, you held it together. And I don't know why I'm like crying already. Why in my hard shellness of being me, when people are around and I'm having conversations, and I do this with my therapist, I do this with my friends, I do this with my family, I don't allow myself to be this emotional. And this is why I love podcasting and why this book is an extension of me, because I know how powerful of a story and how powerful of a message I have. But when it comes to sharing the why behind it, I can say it with a straight face. I can say it like there's nothing going on, but then the tears flood, the life floods, that everything goes out. And that's what's been so beautiful about podcasting, is that I can break down some of these barriers and allow myself to be this vulnerable. And here we are, vulnerability to its core. And I want to truly thank you, Nancy. I want to thank every person that's come into my life. I want to thank each and every one of you listeners, because you are what has inspired me to go on. And the thing about it is that having a conversation with Nancy today, and don't worry, you guys will get it, and you will see how rock hard I was as I was sharing and doing her exercise, because I was in front of somebody. And then when I can be alone, I can be vulnerable. And I think this is a problem, not just for me, but for a lot of people. And I feel like we need to start breaking down those walls, because it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to show up like a hot mess express. And heck, my friend Samantha is always telling me on TikTok, you got to show up a little bit more unpolished. And I think that's not just on TikTok. I think that's on the whole, everywhere in your life. Nobody's polished. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's this vision and this like open up the dictionary to perfect person. Nobody is that. But what I wanted to share is like why I wrote this book, why it's important to me, and why I'm incredibly grateful that we hit the number 13 on the Amazon bestsellers list and we're in pre-sale. Yes, you can still get on the pre-sale, get all the cool party favors that come with it, get the Kindle copy. The official book launch is on the 31st, where it'll be live on Kindle and in paperback, but the pre-party is where it's all at. So if you want to get in there, just go to yourstoryissomeone'slife.com, and I hope to see you in the pre-party. The pre-party is only $1.99. No big deal, right? You got this. You get all the good things. Even if you don't have the $1.99 and you're struggling, just reach out to me. I'll help you out, whatever. Just get the book. Come join the party, because it's about more than the book. It's about that connection. It's about never feeling alone. Never feeling like there's no hope and nobody cares, and that you have to kill everything that you are so that people will like you and stay in your life. And it has been exceptionally hard for me over the last, 10 years or more. I have killed so much of who Jen is as a human, as a person, my core values, and I have fit in. I have changed so much. I gave up one of my core beliefs 10 years ago, and I'm still not ready to share what that belief was. But giving up that piece of me, that piece that was like, if this happens, if this is the reaction, if this thing comes up in your life, you are a stand for, this will never happen, you will not accept it, you will not do any of the things. And what did I do? I accepted it like a little bitch, and I rolled over like a wet piece of noodle. I don't even know. And you can tell I'm so mad at myself for allowing it to continue over and over again. And every day that went on, I beat myself up over accepting that. And I beat myself up over accepting that. And I not only did I accept that, but I continued to allow my surroundings and my being to be changed by those in my life. And I don't want someone to sit for 10 years feeling like they can't speak up. I don't want them to be on a floor in Costa Rica where they get a beautiful exercise and somebody asks you who you are, who am I? And you're supposed to write who you are, and you can't even put your name on your page because you are so incredibly lost that you don't even associate with your name, with your gender, with anything. You just feel like the outside of a crab. And I say that because of a Cancer. And it's vulnerable and it's scary. But it's in that moment that I told myself, no more sitting on the sidelines, no more allowing yourself and your morals and your moral compass and you to just be nothing. You deserve to be here just because you are. You deserve to be here because you are enough. And it doesn't matter who said what. It doesn't matter if you were young and you were told you were worthless and that's carried along with you. There's a moment in everyone's life where you make a decision. You make a decision to make a change. And does that change happen overnight? No, it does not. It does not happen overnight, but it does happen. So in that moment, I realized I needed to share what I knew. And I came home from that trip and I sat down, and within 36 hours, I had written the first 20,000 words of my book. It flowed out of me like nothing could stop it. And you know what? As I had that book read back to me via an AI program, shout out to AI right there, it was what I needed to hear. It was what I needed to hear. As soon as I finished the book and put it over to the editor and started rereading it myself over and over and over again, that's the catalyst. That's the thing that's the straw that broke the camel's back, was that moment that I read my own words, that I stopped allowing myself to drown. And that's what I want this book to be for you, is That's what I want my whole message to be. That is the whole purpose of this show, which, by the way, is getting a new name. If you don't know, it's going to be Your Story is Someone's Life Raft. Because although that's a catchy title, and if you listen to my other show, you know you shouldn't do catchy titles on your podcast. I don't give a crap. I don't give two flying Fs the rules. Okay, so in my 40s, I am now entering the era of less fucks to give. I am now entering the area of me first. Me first. Does that make me selfish? I don't give a shit. I don't care anymore. What I care about is being able to stand up and be that beacon. I truly have gone through a lot. And to some of you, it might be little t trauma compared to the trauma you've been through. To some of you who've been through little t trauma, you're like, holy crap, that's some pretty big trauma you've been through, Jen. But what I want to be is that beacon of hope. So as I wrote the story and I figured out, like, how do I share this? What do I put out there? And as I'm reading it back to myself, being like, dude, Jen, you're pretty smart. This is the first thing in my entire life that I have been proud of. The very first thing I have ever been proud of. Guys, I have a master's degree. I have high honors when I graduated. I have a minor on my master's degree with high honors. I have 7 certificates in different kind of modalities that I graduated. If they had a high honors, guess what? I did it. I'm not proud of any of that. I'm proud of putting the story out because it's vulnerable and I know it will help. And as I was talking to my friend Erin, I'm like, why Your Story is Your Life Raft? Like, what's the image? How does this go? And what we came up with, and she helped me tease out, was that you're in something in your life. You're in some sort of muck in your life right now. Think of yourself, you just fell off of a cruise liner or something in the middle of the ocean, and you've been treading water now for a while, and it's freezing cold. And you find this little tiny piece of driftwood that you're hanging on to. And all of a sudden you see another cruise liner coming by. And that cruise liner is someone's story that makes you feel not alone. As they drive on by on their cruise liner, they throw over a life raft. All of a sudden you are no longer in that cold water, treading water, and you are allowed to just breathe for a minute in that life raft. You're able to put the pieces back together from that moment because you have a moment to catch your breath. Someone just lended you a helping hand through their story, through connecting, through not feeling alone, because they built up a cruise liner that's big enough to hold these rafts. So while you're sitting on the raft, you've now taught yourself to fish. You've figured out how to collect condensation so you can live. And then you get rescued. Your life has changed at that moment and you start building your own damn boat to put those life rafts on so that you can serve others. My beacon of hope is through my message, is through being vulnerable, through telling stories, and of course through podcasting, because there is no other platform out there. And this is proven. This is absolutely 100% proven that this is the most intimate online platform to connect with somebody. Because of the way podcasts are consumed, it is the deepest connection you can get with somebody anywhere. I'm not saying you can't connect on other platforms, but it's a deep bond between a listener and a host. And I'm hoping that not just my podcast, not just my book, not just if you need to talk, like, let's have a conversation. I promise it won't be a pitchy conversation. But what I want to say is that your story, regardless big T, little t, small t, left t, right t, up t, down t, whatever it is a beacon of hope for somebody else, is someone else's life raft. And I can almost guarantee you that sharing that story will be your own life raft. Because we can have high highs and we can have low lows and we can go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth on the struggle bus. But it's in those moments that you can listen and seek and know that you're not alone, or to look back at your own evidence files as life rafts. You can pick your booty up out of that freezing ass cold water that's got sharks swirling around you, because let me tell you, when you are in those low lows, it's really easy for the sharks to sniff you out and want to pull you under. So it's time for you to step into your story and your gifts and your journey to get here, and use that as a beacon of hope for someone else who's struggling where you were. Someone else who's sitting on the edge of their bed asking God, why am I here? I don't feel deserving of the oxygen in the air because I am a useless human being. Please take my life. Why are you making me go through this over and over and over again? Please let this be my last night. And then to wake up and feel the same unworthiness over and over again. Your story, you sharing, can help people out of that. And that's why this podcast is getting a rebrand. That's why this is so important. That's why this book I'm pushing. And, it may look like a crazy sales thing and I just want sales and I just want the money. Well, more money, bigger impact. But I also, like I said, you can't afford the $199. Great. Let me know, because I want this to be a beacon of hope that goes across the world, because I am not here to be a goddamn little fucking ripple. I am here to make a tsunami of change. And if I'm going to stand for that, I have to stand for it right now. So the time is now. So that being said, emotions and all, snotty nose, watery eyes, if you want to come join the book party, come join the book party. YourStoryIsSomeone'sLifeRaft.com. Grab all the party favors. Want to join the party and can't afford it? Reach out to me. There's so many ways that you can reach out to me and get so much support. And if you can't be a part of the book party because of finances, don't let that stop you. Just tell me. Just tell me. I'm here for you. I want to be your beacon of hope. So, starting next week, you will see that the podcast is slowly rebranding over to Your Story is Someone's Life Raft. And I want you to start thinking about your story. I want you to start thinking about how you can impact others. Because I know what podcasting and connecting has done for me. And I've heard the stories and I've heard the people reach out to me that was like, Jen, I was going to end my life. Something you said, something your guest said, saved it. And it was something that had nothing to do with that. You never know what is going to be that beacon of hope for somebody. But you can guarantee that you will not be that beacon of hope if you keep yourself on the sidelines and don't show up. And that's what I want you to do. So get your booty in the book party. Again, it is a cost. It's $1.99 to join the book party. Can't afford it? Let me know. I'll waive the fee. But come do it. Because you have life rafts inside you. Let's just find the ones that are going to help you inspire more. The more income, the bigger impact. More impact you make, the bigger income. They go hand in hand, but it starts with the impact. So go out, make today amazing, because you are wonderful, you are beautiful, and you are worthy. I'll see you soon.